Cool. I'm sort of lying on my side in bed. It's very relaxing. It's not very film club, but I hope you'll forgive me.
I don't know, as long as you're like lounging in a sort of Roman senatorial sort of way, that would be
I really am. I'm like, I've got one, I'm like, draw me like one of your French girls style, but I've got like a pillow underneath me so I could be eating figs or whatever. Yeah, I'm well on it.
I'm glad to hear it.
The music.
Yeah, I think we should have you play it over your phone into the microphone.
Shall do.
In classic film club style.
Michael's going to have to sit up now, though, to show adequate respect.
I've got my hand on my heart.
Put a hand on the bed as well.
Yeah, of course. Beautiful. So, Fernando, you chose our film this time, didn't you?
Indeed, yes. It was Spenser.
What was your thought process behind that?
Well, I guess I keep giving Netflix a chance to surprise me, and I thought, well, this one looks good. I watched the trailer, and I thought, well, I think it could be interesting. So I suggested it. It was that or some other documentaries about politics in the United States. So I thought this one was would be perhaps a little bit more interesting. And yeah, I guess.
Yep. Sorry, did you say some other documentaries?
Oh, sorry,
implying that this was a documentary.
No, sorry. Instead of two documentaries. Yes, this was not a documentary.
This wasn't real. This wasn't real life.
Well, I guess it could have been real, but I don't think it was real.
I suspect it wasn't. Yeah, okay. And what did you think of it?
I just hated it. I thought, it's not, okay, well, maybe I did not hate it. I thought, well, this is just another classic bad Netflix movie. But it's just. It is not interesting at all. Well, I mean, it's just slightly interesting, I guess. It could be interesting to kids that are maybe 7-year-old or less.
Yep.
That was my opinion.
Michael.
Yeah, that was me agreeing. I think I'm pretty much spot on in agreement with you so far. There were some things I really enjoyed about it, but I think they were all things that were not as supposed to be enjoyable. I think I was, laughing at the wrong bits, as it were. How about you guys, Laura?
Well, that was a film, wasn't it?
It was a film.
Yeah, it was, some parts of it I did get into because I was like, this is dreadful, and fabulous. It was, it had some people in it, and they were doing things, and yep, that's
for sure.
Great.
Yeah, Claire.
So I think this is probably the closest Michael and I have come to talking about a film before Film Club. Because even during the film, we had to share looks. Yeah. Did it know it was terrible?
That's what I wondered, because it was, sometimes it was like a spoof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there was enough of it that was serious that I thought, well, maybe this isn't a spoof. What do you think, Fernando? Was it serious?
I think it was meant to be, yes, serious. I think that was the intention, to make a high quality film, I suppose, but it was just not that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you almost admire a film that has no coherence or character development or really any of the normal things that a film would have,
Yeah, not even a good film, just things that films have.
And it's not that they didn't try to stick to the formula that's been laid down by every other film of that genre. It's not like they weren't trying to be like a normal film, they just failed, right?
Yeah. They couldn't even give their main character a motivation.
He just wanted to fix it.
He just, it was just curiosity.
Laura, they addressed this. The reason to do it was that it was the right thing to do.
Which is an excellent. I think it's an excellent reason. I mean, why do we keep? Why are we staying in our rooms? Why are we having this virtual discussion when we could actually be together? It's just because the right thing to do is just to
solve a murder.
No, I guess have this virtual meeting is just what you expect.
Exactly.
To do.
It's the right thing to do.
It is.
No one's making a film about this, though.
They should. So I think what got me was the overly dramatic bits that just fell so flat. Like any bit with anyone like supposedly showing emotion or whatever, they just screwed it up and it was laughable. And yeah, critically, the bit where Claire and I both lost it was when he was writing down notes on the piece of paper. Did you get this? Yeah. And he writes like, who, question mark, and then underlines it. Yeah. And that was enough. And then like on the next, like a few seconds later, he writes something else and he underlines it 3 times. And then circles it. Like we were meant to go, oh, he's circling it. That's really serious. And it was like he just worked something out. He'd just like written down who did the murder and underlined it loads. It was complete rubbish.
Oh my God. I knew we were in for trouble when the first thing that came up was prison. We're going to...
Oh, I was really worried it was going to be all set in a prison. It was just going to be him getting beaten up by gang members. But, at least it wasn't that.
I think I'd have preferred that.
Yeah. But he did his time in Gen Pop, so
yes, he did.
We had to establish that he's a hard man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would have liked? This is what would have made it better for me if it was set in the 80s. And also starred Arnold.
That's your answer to everything.
Starred Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the plot was actually that he wasn't real. he was an imaginator.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that would make a film about that.
You could, couldn't you? It wouldn't be very good either, though, would it?
Well, they'd probably release it at the same time as the new Jurassic World, and then it'll fall flat in the cinemas, right? Oh,
it was quite fun though.
Yeah.
I did quite enjoy parts of it, to be fair.
Yeah, I at least didn't feel like this is just a joyless cash grab or whatever. Like there was a bit of fun to it.
I mean, I think it was still a joyless cash grab, but you know,
there was some kind of let's have a bit of fun with a few of these scenes. And again, I was sort of laughing at them trying to make it funny rather than laughing at the jokes, but it was still kind of good.
Oh, man. I don't even know where to start.
I don't know, I don't either.
Okay, so guy with the tattoos on his face.
Yeah.
He's like an actual person. Genuinely has those tattoos.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, I thought those were makeup, but yeah, he's like a rap singer or something.
All right.
One of these rap singers they have now.
Yeah, you heard about this rap singing they've got.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah. What's his name? Post Malone.
Oh, I've heard of Post Malone.
I have not, I'm afraid. What was his character's name in the film? Was it like
I thought it was a mental illness, but if it's a rapper, that's even better.
Skippy.
So Scooter was the guy in prison with the
what his name was
tattoos
Skis.
on his face. Squeeze.
Or Skis.
Skis. Hey, Skis!
Yeah.
Skeeb.
Skeeb. That's it.
Skeeb.
I think it was Skeeb.
Oh, God, it probably was Skeeb.
It's on Wikipedia.
People pulling Scrabble letters out of a bag, saying, "What should we call the next character?"
Well, because the roommate, what was his name? It was something nonsense. He was called like Wing or something.
Hawk. His name was Hawk.
Hawk.
I remember.
Well
I
done.
bloody remember. I grew a bit
Wing
fond of
wasn't
him.
Farrell. Yeah, he grew on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be another sort of heartless character that I just don't care about, but he was fun.
Yeah.
I liked how he had his thing about cats.
That was nice. Although, again, that scene where he deflates the tyres to no effect because the guy just drives off with no problem.
Yeah, I thought the guy just drove off. That was weird.
Is that how that works? If you put a knife in someone's tyres, that makes no end. This film just didn't know what it was doing, did it?
Wait, did that actually happen?
Yeah.
He stabbed the tyres, yeah. And then do you remember he just drives off? Although, was that a couple of days later? Maybe he had them fixed? We certainly didn't see them getting fixed.
We didn't see them getting fixed, but he definitely drove it later. But he hadn't fixed the cat. He still had the cat car. He had some character development though, because he was vegan at the start, and then in the final scene he was eating lobster. So
wait, he was vegan?
Well, he had his oat milk, didn't he? And all his protein powder was vegan.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And
he definitely had the oatmeal milk because they debated it, didn't they? And I think that was meant to be a big laugh. Where it was like, what do you mix it with milk? If you mix it with milk, it's already fucking milk, isn't it? I just didn't understand that conversation at all, like what we were supposed to get out of that. Just him yelling about milk.
There were so many conversations and scenes that led nowhere.
Not in a Tarantino sort of way either.
Yeah. Like we're in the when they're in the bathroom together and they just, and then you're like, what was the point of that? There was literally no point to that whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, where they have sex. Yeah, what was that about? Well, I guess it was building up the relationship between the two characters. No, it wasn't much good, was it?
Mm.
Also, he didn't take his trousers off.
No.
Why did she
No
flush
time to die.
Sorry?
Oh, I just said no time to die. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did she flush the toilet afterwards? That's what I want to know.
Just have it.
Do you remember? She just walks over and flushes the toilet for no reason.
Oh, she does, doesn't she? It was ad-libbed.
So I'm going to go flush this toilet. Yeah.
I see needs more drama. Quick, flush the toilet.
She's making a big pronouncement. She can't just be standing still. Have her walk about the room, interact with the props, flush the toilet.
I think she had one thing going for her, which was she was the only one that had a proper outrageous Boston accent.
Yeah.
Which the film could have done with a lot more of. I was very disappointed.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't get that with what's his name? Matt Damon films, do you? You get proper Boston accents.
Do you?
And what's his name? Ben Affleck. Anytime there, yeah.
Okay.
They commit to their Boston accents.
Yeah, quite right.
Mm.
Whereas Spenser, like, what was that? Just sort of normal accent anyone has.
Yeah.
God, Mark Wahlberg is not really a talented man, is he?
He was just, I had to ask Claire what his name was. He was just
Nothing.
Hollywood guy, number 12. I thought he could have been Matt Damon, but 20 years ago and without the panache.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We did eat in his restaurant, though.
That's true.
Wahlburger.
We ate in his...
in Toronto Airport.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We had poutine.
Oh, was that his restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. Oh, that was good poutine. Wow.
I suppose it's generic Canadian accent in that case.
Oh, well. What do you know? What did you think of Spenser, Fernando?
He was not my favorite character. My favorite character was probably either the old person or the other one that also lives with him, his roommate.
Hawker Henry.
Yes. Even the dog thinks that Spenser is not his favorite.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the dog
was my favourite.
It was quite cute, but even, still felt a bit flat. Didn't act much, that dog. Just a lump.
No, you're right. Yeah, just sort of.
I couldn't even get that right.
But I was good because I feel like old, worn-out dogs don't get enough movie roles.
Oh, sure, I guess so.
Maybe that was the point of the movie, inclusion.
Maybe. Yeah, we can all be together, whether you're black or white, an old dog, a young dog, got a normal accent or an outrageous Boston accent. We can all get along.
Yup.
So,
how much food did they order in the Mexican place? Like, that was unbelievable, the amount of food he was ordering.
Not enough. Surely not enough.
Well, I mean,
it's like,
sorry? He destroyed their restaurant, so...
I know.
Yes.
Pretty sure he also killed people.
He didn't even pay.
He didn't even bloody pay.
Did he kill people?
Well, I'm pretty sure he slashed someone with a machete at one point.
Do you think that would kill him?
Oh, did he?
Can't remember.
Proper thing.
So I was having a think. We saw a lot of machetes in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think, why do people not use swords anymore?
Inconvenience?
But people use machetes?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
That was quite
probably
unusual.
when you're in the farm, you use a machete, right? Isn't it? And not a sword?
Yeah.
Bring
and
back
therefore
swords.
you've got some around. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems to me that like a machete is obviously designed for cutting down bananas and stuff, whereas a sword is deliberately designed for fighting. Like that would be...
Yeah.
What happened to swords? And those guys were not... Like, obviously they weren't going to get pulled over by the cops and be like, oh yeah, they're just machetes for our banana plantation we've got going.
Wait, you also use machetes to cut grass, right? So maybe it makes a little...
Oh, really?
Do you not? I guess...
I don't know much about machetes, to be honest.
Well, I just thought that it was just a normal tool that people use that I guess farmers use. In fact,
okay.
I've never thought that you would use a machete to cut bananas, but maybe you do.
Yeah, I sort of made that up now I think about it. I think we should listen to what you know about machetes rather than what I know about machetes.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing that I know, I think.
Okay.
And they are indeed a common tool used. Well, I think it is at least my perception that it is a common tool used by farmers, at least in Mexico.
Okay. Good stuff.
My one frame of reference is a guy who went walking around Tasmania to take photographs to get through the undergrowth and stuff. Him and his friend took a machete with them to cut through like heavy jungly grass and like...
Okay.
Yeah, just growth.
Vegetation.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe these are good reasons to have machetes.
Not in Chicago, but...
Not in the middle of
Boston,
Chicago, yeah.
Whatever it was.
Or Boston. Same thing.
I think you raise a valid point.
More swords.
More swords. Well, at least it makes sense. I'm not advocating for swords, but...
Yeah. I mean, swords are really big.
Maybe they take more skill. You can't just wield a sword and kill someone, whereas with the machete, I feel like you can just hack people around. Sorry, that's a bit insensitive.
I feel like you'd be better off hacking at people with a sword than with a machete, even if you didn't know what you were doing with it. But what do I know?
I mean, swords are probably more expensive, so to cut costs, maybe.
Yeah.
I bet they're more difficult to control as well, though, because they're really long. So that, like the effective weight of it is probably significantly larger, which will make them more powerful, but also more difficult to handle. There's maybe a steeper, learning curve.
Makes sense.
Just like
I like it.
Made up people that use swords.
Made up people.
So Spenser.
Yeah.
He was a man in the same way that this was a film.
He was, wasn't he? I'll say one thing about him being a man. He was not bad looking, right?
No, I don't
agree.
get it at all.
Oh.
You think he's good looking?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yes.
That's 2 yeses, 1 no, and I think so. They gave us a lot of... so again, I always remember, Laura, when we were watching Song to Song, you mentioned the idea of the male gaze. So I think you had a very good point there. I think there was a strong female gaze in this film. There were a lot of guys, burly guys with their tops off all the time when they really didn't need to be. My heart was fluttering just watching it.
Yeah, there might be something in that. Sorry,
I think probably there is a new trend in films. I thought the same thing when I was watching Emma recently. I was like, maybe things have changed. What do you think about this, Laura? Did you also think this when you watched Emma?
Emma. Oh, I liked Emma.
A lot of men with their tops off in Emma.
Yes, I'm just trying. I can't remember it. Yes, there was. You saw his bottom. Yes, you're right, Fernand. Yeah.
In fact, men were the only. It was just a man who was naked, and they never showed any naked women.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was an interesting thing. Anyway, yeah, a lot of. And he was buff as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was pretty buff. I'll give him that.
I think he's too muscly. I think those muscles would not be useful in a real life situation that wasn't just in a gym. Getting more muscly.
Okay.
It was a bit macho, wasn't it? Though, the female gaze, or was it just men being macho?
Yeah, it was maybe just him showing off. Yeah, you're probably right. So who were they trying to impress with that?
Yeah.
Because they'd obviously said, let's show off a few of these guys with their buff torsos. Let's have everyone see that. Is that so that we can build up the idea that they're strong, tough dudes? Or is it to please the female audience?
I can't imagine they anticipated a huge female audience for this film.
Well, I'm shocked they had any audience at all, but yeah.
I suppose because the female gaze, as we've talked about, does sort of make the woman sort of this waifish, attractive, object of, basically sexual object. But I suppose that ties into the gender stereotype for women, where they are submissive and they're just attractive in a sort of weak way, whereas the macho man thing I suppose ties into that male stereotype.
Yeah, that's the classic hot guy, right?
Yeah. So maybe it wasn't maybe they're not disconnected, those two ideas. Like, that it was macho, but also, like, that gaze. That sort of sexualization is also in the case.
So I think we decided by 3-1 quorum that Spenser was an attractive man.
That is correct, yes.
But too
with
muscly.
a big chest.
Disagree. Fair enough,
muscly.
though.
Too muscly for you, Laura?
Too muscly.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It was his potato face I didn't like, though.
Potato face.
He's got a potato face.
I'm not sure what that means.
Like Channing Tatum, he's got a potato face. What's his face? Matt Damon, he's got a bit of one. Like a potato with eyes.
Spenser. Okay. Potato face confidential.
Yep. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Were all the police in Brooklyn dirty cops?
Apart from the one guy that got killed.
Not Spenser.
No, not Spenser. All right, fair enough.
But he's not on the police anymore.
But at least he wasn't when he was an officer or a policeman.
That we know of.
Yeah. No, it seems he wasn't. Yeah, everyone else was, weren't they?
Yeah.
But not the one guy that
got framed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one guy they murdered, yeah. Well, they at least they gave us a good explanation of this, right? When the when the guy had a wire on, and the other one was like, "Look, you see, the thing you've got to understand. Don't forget that the following people are in on the conspiracy: the chief of police, the politicians." It's at this address. Like, you just explained from the top the entire conspiracy. There was no kind of, you have to piece it together from... It was quite good. It's just he found this recording with someone basically giving a presentation explaining the whole thing.
I mean, he was probably a mathematician that ended up being a police officer.
Probably.
What you didn't see off screen was the PowerPoint that he had set up, explaining it all.
So that was quite good. So I think he explained all of the dirty cops that were in on it. I have to say, I thought that the guy the first guy that was murdered, the guy who'd been beating up his wife, I thought there was going to be some real twist and it was going to turn out he was a good guy. And that he hadn't been beating up his wife and that he was the only good one. And but no, it just totally didn't come out that way.
That would have been something.
Yeah. No, not many twists in this film.
Did he feel any remorse later? Did he say something? There was something about him saying something about police and...
Don't remember.
He felt guilty for some reason.
He got murdered pretty early on in the film, didn't he?
He said something about deserving his jail time.
Oh, Spenser?
Yeah.
Oh, did he just mean because he beat the shit out of a police officer?
Yeah. Oh, maybe he was a complicated guy after all.
He wasn't a complicated guy, was he?
To be fair, I regretted that.
He was a simple guy. So I think Fernando maybe got it right early on when he said like another totally standard Netflix film that's just a bit rubbish. Have you watched a lot like this?
I feel like I have, which is why I said it, but I could not give you another example.
Yeah, because I feel the same, but I also can't remember exact examples.
Well, I could give an example, but I actually thought that movie was better than people said it was. it was the it was actually a series, I think. Or was it a movie? Death Note.
Oh yeah, I like Death Note. Oh yeah, they did a live action version, didn't they, on Netflix?
On Netflix, yes, and I thought it was acceptable. But apparently everyone else disagreed.
Okay. It reminded me a lot of some of the stuff Claire watches.
Yeah, I did get 98% recommendation on Netflix for this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just often I'll come through thinking like, oh, I want to watch, Family Guy or something, and I see you like watching another hard-hitting drama about crime in the big city. It's more sort of sad people looking at each other in low-colour environments and saying something dramatic.
Yeah, it was kind of like a lot of the stuff I watch is a bit like this, but
it's normally not so bad, right?
Just a bit better, yeah. Yeah, a lot of things based on like Harlan Coben novels. It had like that feel to it.
Yeah,
but just not as cleverly written. Not that they're very cleverly written, but
well, The Circle would be another example, I think.
Yeah.
Never saw.
Yeah,
and Fundamentals of Caring, I think. Which I also watched and thought it was just lame.
So I would compare... so certainly there's a lot of shit on Netflix. I would compare this film to Fast and the Furious.
What? Take it back.
Oh, how dare you!
No? I mean, I don't know about some of the newer ones that seem to be about space aliens and stuff. But I'm thinking about the older ones where it's just about people looking grisly and driving cars.
I mean, I've only watched one, and I think it was when one of the main characters died, I think, so they go in separate ways, and I thought that was okay. I actually liked that film.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, I watched two of them, and I thought they were pretty terrible.
I mean, this one's going to have multiple sequels as well. They set that up at the end.
Oh, they did,
yeah, they did. That was fucking hopeful.
Don't do it, Spencer. Don't look. Turn it over to the Knicks.
Some random person I used to know is on television.
Was allowed to plead to the camera. That as happens when people are arrested.
He's not an arsonist.
Please, someone help me.
God damn it, Spencer, we'll get to the bottom of this. He won't get paid for this. How's he making any money? He can't just start a private... He can't just...
Advertisement on YouTube.
Oh, you're right. Maybe we'll have a good career with YouTube advertisement.
Maybe he's got a
Isn't
blog.
he a cop now?
I mean, he could be video recording all his adventures and uploading them to YouTube.
Yeah, he'll be a vlogger. I assume they'll have to make him a cop now because he's just put in prison every cop in Boston.
No, he can't if he's been to jail.
I don't think that's how the police force works.
No, maybe not.
If you arrest a policeman, you get to take their place.
Oh, yeah.
But if it turns out you only beat the shit out of one of them because he was a bad un, and you blow this whole conspiracy wide open.
He went all the way to the top.
This goes all the way to the top. You have no idea how deep this goes, Spencer.
So deep, it's all the way to the top. So yeah, Michael and I were deciding what the sequel will be called.
Well, Spencer too.
Well, we were thinking To Spenser, Too Confidential would be
nice.
good.
Yeah, that's good.
Gets followed up by Spencer Confidential, Boston Drift.
Step Up 2. Spenser Confidential.
I think the next one should focus on the woman. And it should just be called I'm Starving. I want to get a lobster.
I would have liked this film a bit more if they had just committed to calling the film Lobster.
Yeah. What the fuck was that where they put the word lobster on the screen in big letters? What was that?
Just didn't make any sense. It's a coherent narrative bookend. Prison and lobster. They're telling us something. Mm-hmm. Prison lobster.
Symbolism.
Prison lobster.
Oh, like how lobsters don't let each other crawl out, do they? Or is that crabs? I don't know.
I think it's neither, but yeah, I see what you mean.
One of them, if one's trying to crawl out of the bucket, the rest all pull it back in. Just like the police were doing with the people trying to be good, and they were making them be bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's deep shit.
Goes all the way to the top.
Oh God, are we going to do symbolism? Because I really don't think there's any symbolism.
No, wait, just give me a second. I have the bell.
Oh, great.
Oh, that'll work better than us all chatting asynchronously.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, well. Wow.
Some delay.
Yeah.
Be prepared to hear that again
there was
in
no
a second.
symbolism of any kind in this whole film.
I think the whole film was a symbol.
I think the tattoos were a symbol.
Ooh.
I couldn't even read the tattoo. Oh, did it say tired?
It said always tired. The ones on his cheeks.
It said always something like... I couldn't read it because it looked like there was a P in there.
Tired.
For tired.
Always triped.
Always typing.
Okay, so there's no symbolism in the prison. Was there any symbolism in Boston? No, great. Is there any symbolism in the bit at the end?
I think the car
there's no
was
symbolism.
That's He drove a soft top car, didn't he? Henry did.
Did he?
I think the car was a symbol for the police department.
Right.
Oh, how it was soft right at the top.
Yeah, it was weak at the top.
That's nice.
But Spenser still managed to save lives, even though the system and the car were inadequate.
Mm.
Oh, right, but the boxer guy stabbed the tyres.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
he was attacking the police from the bottom.
They magically fixed themselves, though.
Ah, just like Spenser.
Mm.
Wow.
That was Spenser doing his time, was the tyres just sitting there and just being okay after a bit.
Yeah. Cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so the cars were all symbolic. Because, was it Black Betty the van was called? The truck?
Yeah.
That must have been symbolic of something.
That was symbolic of the bad writing, wasn't it? Just they tried to come... I feel like the writers really promised just like a clever plan for breaking in, and it was just... let's drive a truck in front of it for a bit and then just jump out and hope for the best.
Oh, my plan was get this far.
Again, so that was an example of them like having a bit of fun with it at least. But... Oh.
Also, the music.
The music was good, wasn't it?
No.
I don't remember it.
The music was just them picking something that someone had said or done and maybe searching those lyrics on Google and playing the first song.
Oh no. I hadn't realised. Or like in Homes Under the Hammer, where they play 5 seconds of something.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
No, I remember there being a few kind of funky...
Yeah, they were catchy classics.
Interesting bits.
Yeah.
I
feel like they'd also maybe just search for playlists on Spotify that was like, cop, shootout playlist.
I think they did the same looking for the script.
99 great cop shootout tracks.
Do you know what? It felt like maybe it was a school competition to write a cop drama. Like if a 17-year-old had written that for coursework.
Yeah, you'd be impressed. I guess, maybe.
Like, that's all right.
15.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a real impression of like, I kind of couldn't believe that they'd put so much money into actually filming this vision.
Yeah.
Like, it was like there was a child in charge of the script and everyone else had just been told to do whatever he says.
Mm-hmm.
And all these like good camera work and good production values and pretty good actors, all of this stuff that but it just had this terrible script that they were working from for some reason, and that they should all have just gone on strike and said, look, we're doing a different script, we're not wasting any more money on this. I don't know.
It's a bit like Rebecca Black, like just some rich kid's parents
paid to have his own Netflix movie made. Yeah. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'll give this meeting a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed. I love ripping films apart. It's like my favourite thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, we should pick some more terrible films.
Oh, I might do.
I actually kind of enjoyed watching it, but it was a bad film.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was a terrible film. Just terrible.
I did not dislike the film, but I would...
You said you hated it.
No, well, that is true. I guess that is true. Except it isn't. I did not dislike the film. I would not watch it again. I would not recommend it.
Okay.
Yes.
What were the redeeming features? What was good about this film?
Dog was all right.
The old person.
Oh, the cat film.
Catman.
He was okay.
Catman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was likeable, wasn't he?
Henry was quite nice, I suppose. I enjoy that. Oh, they had Mark Macron, who I like a lot, who was the reporter guy who didn't want to die. He was in Glow.
Oh, the evil, as in leader cop, was very good in literature, and even though he was evil, he was still helping his daughter with his literature assignment, I think.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was good.
And he seemed to know. He seemed to see. It seemed like he knew when he was saying, like he had read the book, and he knew.
Yeah, maybe he was a good dad.
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't a
good dad.
Certainly wasn't a good husband.
No.
No, he wasn't.
The other cop, the one that chewed on the cocktail stick, he was a terrible dad. Did you see how his son was like calling him sir all the time and like making him be all obedient and things? It really freaks me out how Americans do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like dads want their sons to be afraid of them somehow. That really makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right, well.
Any other thoughts?
Nope.
Cool. Good meeting.
Yeah, I can't think of any other nonsense.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, I got my hand on my heart.
Sorry. I was just getting it ready. Okay.
Beautiful.
Lovely. Okay.
Ready?
Three, two,
2, 1.
Paper.
Scissors.
Fuck.
Yes. That was fun.
Oh, that worked.
Okay, so it's me.
Yeah.
It is you.
It's me. Oh man, I had this. Oh yes. We are going to watch Ingrid Goes West.
Ooh.
Ingrid Goes West.
Ingrid Goes West.
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
I have not.